I will vote against the nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch today. I made this decision after questioning him extensively in private and in our hearing, reviewing his record, and deliberating carefully and deeply. It's one of the most important votes I will ever cast. I am still angry about the treatment of Merrick Garland.
I do too.
Our Republican colleagues have said that if the shoe were on the other foot, this side would have done the same. It would have been as wrong if we had done it as it was when they did. But my vote is not about Merrick Garland. It is all about Neil Gorsuch. And it is about the constitutional crisis that may well be looming as a potential threat to our democracy. The FBI director has revealed that his agency is investigating ties between President Donald Trump's associates and Russian meddling in the election. The independence of our judicial branch has never been more threatened or more important.
Merrick Garland.
The possibility of a Supreme Court needing to enforce a subpoena against the President of the United States is far from idle speculation. It has happened before in United States versus Nixon. President Trump has launched a campaign of vicious and relentless attacks on the credibility of our judiciary. His disparaging comments have attempted to shake the foundations of respect for judicial rulings, the credibility and trust that is so essential to our Supreme Court and all our courts. And it is a respect that is vital to holding the President himself accountable to the people and our Constitution. President Trump's disrespect for our judiciary was demonstrated by how he selected this nominee. He promised a litmus test, a nominee who would, in quotes, automatically overturn Roe v. Wade, strike down gun violence prevention measures, and be of a conservative bent. He outsourced the selection process to right-wing groups like the Heritage Foundation, choosing from their approved list. Against this backdrop, Judge Gorsuch had a special obligation to be forthcoming, not to prejudge the merits of a particular case, but to share his core beliefs on long-standing, well-established precedents and demonstrate his commitment to the independence of our judiciary. Instead, he has evaded at every turn. We have to assume that Judge Gorsuch has passed the Trump litmus test, pro-life, pro-gun, conservative. In question after question, I gave Judge Gorsuch, as did my colleagues, an opportunity to distance himself from those right-wing groups. His refusal to answer those questions only deepens the doubt that he is not a neutral follower of the law or an umpire who just calls balls and strikes, but instead an acolyte of hard right special interests. In fact, as recently as late last week, he doubled down on evading those questions about specific cases in the written responses that he submitted to me. I wanted to give him every benefit of the doubt and give him every opportunity to say, as a number of his predecessors had done, including Justices Alito and Kennedy and Chief Justice Roberts, that core precedents were rightly decided and correct. And we are talking not only about Brown versus Board of Education, but Griswold versus Connecticut, the right of married couples to use contraceptives in their own home. Loving versus Virginia, the right of couples of different races to marry. Obergefell versus Hodges, the right of same-sex couples to marry the person they love. And other key cases involving equal treatment under the rule of law and the right of privacy, which is central not only to the reproductive rights of women and men, but also rights against illegal surveillance by the government and snooping and spying on private lives. These issues are not hot-button controversies. They are core cases that stand for principles like the rights to privacy and equal treatment. But Judge Gorsuch dodged all of them. He summarized the cases. He told us how old the opinions are. He reminded us they're Supreme Court opinions, but he provided no affirmation that he agrees with these decisions or their constitutional